Hello and welcome to highlights from the fourth and final leg of the brand new Longines FEI Jumping Nation Series here in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. The CHIO Rotterdam celebrates its 75th anniversary, and a monumental clash of titans are expected as the world's top 10 nations came to the beautiful Dutch city for this equestrian spectacle. The new look Longines League of Nations series takes place over a four-leg super series across 3 continents. Abu Dhabi in the UAE, Akala in the USA, the Swiss town of St. Gallen, which unfortunately had to be cancelled due to adverse weather conditions, and the Dutch city of Rotterdam make up the 4 qualifying legs before concluding with the big final in Barcelona, Spain in October, where the top 8 qualified teams will battle it out for the inaugural title. The tension in the series was already building, with just 2 legs left to qualify. This is what happened in the second leg in Ocala, Florida.
Switzerland, who came into this round on 8 faults, still on 8, moved up from 7th into 3rd place.
Piers keeps the canter up, keeps it going, and this is
just
looking
the last.
Great. Oh!
And gets it. 2 to go. Cian O'Connor, can he bring it home for Ireland? Can they be victorious in Ocala? Plenty of time on the clock. He's up and over, and he's victorious. No, 72.1, but he's still victorious. He's got a time penalty, but he's brought it home for Ireland. What a tremendous performance for Cian O'Connor.
The battle for the tickets to Barcelona would now be decided in Rotterdam. Ireland leads the rankings, while Team Germany, who won the first leg of the iconic new series in Abu Dhabi in February, are close behind in 2nd place. Switzerland is in 3rd place, ahead of the USA, Brazil, Sweden and the Netherlands. Belgium, France and Great Britain are all battling for 8th and final place ahead of the last stage here in Rotterdam.
Okay, the pressure is definitely more as on normal shows. It's really special because if it is all that close together, we never had that before. So it's really fantastic competition with all the top teams competing, and also with a few of the real good ones really battling for the last points to be able to compete in Barcelona.
Also here we have new horse rider combinations that didn't jump, like Donatello never jumped a Nations Cup in his life with Julian Epayar. Then we have Viking that jumped the last Nations Cup, was I think in 2022. So yes, it's exciting, and let's hope that we get the best out of it.
I think there's a lot of pressure on this week, not only to get off the bottom rung of the ladder, if you like. We also we look forward to going to Barcelona, but there's lots of pressures here for our riders with selections for Paris Olympic Games coming up. We can only control the controllables. It's for our team to get focused on that course design and getting their bubble and perform at their best level.
After their back-to-back hat-trick of home wins, the Dutch crowd will be expecting big things from their foursome. The team will be lying 7th with 115 points, and they'll need to build on that for sure. However, they've been unbeatable on home ground for the last 3 years, so no doubt they'll be doing all in their power to make it 4 wins in a row.
Yeah, we have seen it on the other 2 competitions. It's always really exciting, and when you have three scores and no drop score, a lot can happen, and that we have seen before. Yeah, for sure there's always some pressure on, and maybe even tomorrow a little bit more when we really like to go to Barcelona.
Just 5 weeks ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, every nation wants to look strong, so it's no surprise that amongst the athletes signed up for the ultimate qualifier are the top riders in the world rankings. Of course, the format for the newly minted Longines League of Nations adds a whole new level of pressure for every team, with only the top 8 sides and only 3 of the 4 team members returning to decide the result in the second round. The first round start list goes in reverse order of the series rankings, with the Leg 1 winners Ireland drawn in the enviable position of last to go, with the 10th ranked team Great Britain the pathfinders. And this is how the first round played out over Quintin Leon Martins' 12 obstacle track. Team Great Britain already set a mark in the first round as their first combination, Ben Mayer and Point Break, really heated up the atmosphere in the audience with a clear round. But then second line rider Tim Gredley's 2-time penalties threatened to drag down the team score. However, teammate Joseph Stockdale and anchor rider Harry Charles each put in a flawless round.
Looking very fresh.
Also, it's going to be a good time, and that's going to be important. Harry Charles comes to the last for Great Britain. It's 70.24. It's a great round. It's a great time, and the time may well play a part.
Team France also proved its good form. First rider Julien Epillard on Donatello Doge jumped a clear round for his team. And second rider Olivier Perrault also contributed no faults to their team results. The third rider, Simon Delestre, sealed the French score with another clear round.
Oof,
Still clear. Will this be the third clear for France? Simon Delestre comes to the Longines Oxa, and that's a fabulous jump. 69.33, 3.5 seconds inside the time allowed.
But the Swedes were also on fire and finished round 1 with 0 faults. Rolf Noren Bengtsson completed the team result as the anchor rider.
Just the last for the former world number 1. It's Rolf Noren Bengtsson for Sweden.
Yeah.
He's up and over the Longines Oxa and a very quick time of 69.78.
What a start to the final leg of the Longines League of Nations. Halfway through, 4 teams had 0 penalty points: Sweden, France, Great Britain and Brazil, with Team Sweden in pole position as they were the quickest. The hosts are in 5th place with 1 penalty point, tied on points with their neighbours Belgium, ahead of Ireland and Switzerland with 4 penalty points each. An unexpected turn of events for the Abu Dhabi winners Germany and the United States, however. Both teams miss out on a place in round 2 in a hard-fought first round over Quintin Leon Martins' track.
Yeah, it's disappointing for us. We had a strong team here, and the course is probably a little bit too easy, but it's still our own fault. We was not good enough, too slow in the end with 1 down, and yeah, so we missed the second round, and like I say, it's disappointing for us.
The chef-to-keeps of the teams that made it to the second round now had to make the crucial decision of which 3 riders would ride round 2, where every penalty would count. Let's join our commentary team of Phil Gazala and former international show jumper Jessica Curtin for round 2 of the Longines League of Nations.
Let's have a look at the teams going in to this afternoon. So Switzerland, Pish Fitzer, Vancouver de Lanlaw, Yannicka Springer with Orléans, Edward Schmitz with Garmin van der Nasselhoff. Peter van der Voort chosen his 3.
The Irish team, Mark McCauley with GRS Lady Amaro, Daniel Coyle with Legacy, Cian O'Connolly with Yves Dolly, and you can see they've left off Shane Sweetenham with his inexperienced Combella.
Belgium, Aldil Sayed with Bonamy. He had just the 1 time penalty, but great clears from Peter Davos and Gilles Thomas. Those 3 are in the second round. Koen Verrieke, who had 2 time penalties, he's been stood down. But Belgium with 1 time penalty, that's the trio.
Jos Lansing and his strong Netherlands team, they've left off Kim Emmen. She jumped a clear round, but she had 1 fault for the time. And Harry Smulders with an unexpected mistake in the middle of the triple with Urikas, together with Michael van der Vleuten and Leopold Vasten, who had super clears.
Brazil, one of the 4 teams coming forward with 0 penalties. Stefan de Freitas Bakker a clear. Pedro Venice is jumping in this round. He did not jump in the first round, a fresh horse. Luciana Denise, also a great clear with Vertigo du Desert. That is the trio going into round 2.
Di Lampert hasn't stopped smiling since she was riding that bike in the parade, as her Ben Mayer, Joe Stockdale and Harry Charles all delivered with fantastic fast clear outs. Tim Gredley was jumping fantastic. He jumped clear, had 2 for the time, and Imperial does not have to show any more here today.
For France, 4 zeros, 4 clears. Simon Delestre gets chosen to go forward with the 11-year-old I Amalacina, as does Julien Epillard, Dontella Dorge and Olivier Perrot with Giello Enstore-Girgi. Clear from Kevin Stout. He stood down. But wow, what a strong performance from France.
Sweden's team chef Henrik Anker-Krone can be pleased with his team. Henrik van Eckermann, King Edward, expected clear. Peter Fredriksson with Catch Me Not, of course, clear. Rolf Goran Bengston with Sucro, an amazing clear. Only Malin faltered with a silly mistake. They've left Rolf off this time, and they will be fighting here for the win today.
First in, Pierre Schwitzer for Switzerland with Vancouver de Lanlaw, looked after by Marie-Charlotte Menard. Great partnership Vancouver de Lanlaw has formed with Pierre Schwitzer.
Pius is a winner through and through, and he'll be looking to jump the double clear here today. Remember, number 1 is up, and he touches it. Oh, careful. That's exactly what that jump is there to do. 6 strides from the triple bar. Didn't cause any problems in the first round. These rails right up to 1.60 meters. Again, most of the combinations managed them well. This has now been made wider, 1.53 meters from 1.50 meters. You can just see that backing off, and he has to get the 7 a good rhythm now, because he really has to get up now in this middle and stretch at the end. And Vancouver, with all his experience, does it brilliantly. 4 meters wide, the water caused a bit of trouble in the first round. Not for Pius. Oh, but he was close, I have to say. And Laura van der Graaf there, the judge on the water, she says it's okay. That 5 rode a bit flat. Pius wanting to make sure he gets there. This is looking very good for the Swiss.
Plenty of time on the clock, 73 seconds the time allowed. A super jump as he flies over the last, 71.04, 2 seconds inside the time. Double clear for Pierre Schwitzer, another clear for Switzerland. Switzerland are just on 1 fence behind, on 4 faults behind, 2 on 1 and 4 nations on 0. We now go to Ireland. Another one of the 18 clears coming into the second of the 2 rounds is Mark McCauley, 89th in the world rankings with GRS Lady Amiro. Ireland, who won the second leg in Ocala, they were second in Abu Dhabi. Tremendous form throughout the short season as a result of losing St Gallen in the Longines League of Nations.
I will just remind everybody at home, for those who didn't see it and those who did see it, Mark's incredible clear in the first round, and the majority of it done without any stirrups, and he didn't even lose his style over the jumps. Great performance from this pair in the first round. And you can see Mark really rode for that. He rode for the back bar and got caught out in the front bar. In the first round, you could see an awful lot of riders took their time in the corner to really set their horses up for that. And Mark really thought about the width of the Oxer and just kept coming. And Lady Amaro getting caught out in the front bar. Ooh, it's all so close.
Judge is walking over to the water. And it's in the water. 8 faults. Mark McCauley, GRS Lady Amiro.
Yeah, and of course those are going to count no matter what. With the 3 riders now, it's all or nothing.
As you say, Jess, just 3 riders in the teams. All 3 count, so that 8 faults puts Ireland on 12 at this stage.
And there you go, that was obvious. The foot was on the tape, breaks the plasticine.
Welcome back to the fourth and final leg of the Longines League of Nations here in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. We're in round 2, where only 3 riders of the best 8 teams jump the track around the clock. And all riders' scores count, so any mistake is going to be costly. 4 teams, Sweden, France, Great Britain and Brazil, are still on 0 penalty points, chased by the rest of the pack. Let's get back to the jumping action and join our commentators, Phil Gazala and Jessica Curtin.
In the final round here in Rotterdam, Abdul Saeed with Bonamy for Belgium. 63 in the world rankings, Abdul Saeed.
Just got a little bit caught out with wanting to be very, very precise with Bonamy. He jumped very high on the water jump. He'll be looking just to shave the corners a little bit this time. She had to really stretch, and that's what's happening now in that combination. They're so careful about B that they really have to stretch. And he has to kick her because she went high in round 1. Good girl. Good mare. Giving everything, and Abdel really trying to be very precise. Broke his ankle a couple of months ago, but you certainly see nothing of it now.
In and out of the double. Oh, it's gone. On 4. But no problem with the clock on this occasion, but the penultimate fence down. The front pole of the Oxer coming out of the double puts 4 faults onto Team Belgium's score of 1 time penalty. So Belgium go on to 5 as Abdul Saeed and Bonamy finish inside the time this time, but the 1 fence down. The Netherlands have won the 3 Longines team competitions in the last 3 years here, and on all those teams was this man, the world number 18, Michael van der Vleuten, for the Netherlands, riding his Olympic medalist Beauville Z, a clear in round 1.
And Michael and Beauville looking very solid in the first round. Just that drift to the left is very prominent today. And we know that drift to the left. And the crowd who've watched him so many occasions, they know that drift to the left. And we had a few hearts in mouths in the stadium earlier this afternoon. And of course they will all be riding with Michael and Beauville now. And no doubt Marta Ortega, owner of Beauville, will be watching closely. Of course, Marta, who runs the wonderful show in La Coruña in Spain. Great event. Sport very thankful to them for holding this amazing event 2 times a year, every year. Oh, steady. So now he just has to try to keep him straight. He calms him down a little bit, takes a little bit of time there on the corner. Patience. Oh, whoa.
That was felt by the crowd.
Certainly was.
But no problems at the last. But it's sudden death in this round 2 as all scores count. So the Netherlands go on to 5 penalties. Steva de Freitas Barker for Brazil. With Chavu, Primavera Imperial Egispio.
Oh, but this horse jumping so easily. Such a star and so well produced by Stefan the whole way. He'll be kicking himself for that mistake on number 1. Beautifully ridden through the combination.
And beautiful down the last line, but the early fence down, 4 faults, moves Brazil on from 0 coming into the second round onto 4 faults. So for Great Britain, it wasn't a great start in the series for Great Britain, but what a change this afternoon has been. So next first in is the Olympic champion, Ben Maher, with Point Break. 3 clears for Great Britain from Joseph Stockdale, Ben Maher and Harry Charles. Actually, a clear jumping from Tim Gredley, but just the 2 time penalties.
That was a very, very strong performance from Dai's team. But she did stay before. She told them the team will be selected for Paris on Sunday night, and I'm expecting special things from all of you. And they certainly didn't let her down. Even Team Gredley with his 2 time faults, he had a foot perfect round and Imperial jumping out of his skin. But this combination were absolutely a dream to watch in the first round. Ben really there, as you can see again, supporting Point Break, who's so athletic and so careful, but just lacking a little in mileage at this level, so really needing to feel his rider there to support him. Later in his career, he can be there for his rider, but now he really needs all Ben's talent with him. But you can just see lands over the water, Ben right back in the saddle, perfectly balanced. He's looking strong, Phil.
This is looking very good for Great Britain, the double. Now just the Longines. 73 seconds time allowed. There's no problem on the clock, and it's a superb jump from the Olympic champion Ben Maher as he makes it a double clear for Ben Maher and Point Break and keeps Great Britain on 0.
Oh, little pat from Di.
Di.
Yeah, good man. Job done. Love it.
France also on 0 coming into this round. Clear from the first round from world number 8, Simon de Lestre, riding I, Amelsina R.
Yeah, and Simon and I, Amelsina R51. Sounds like one of Elon Musk's children. But obviously the breeder had a reason for it. First appearance in the LLN, jumped a great first round. Simon, of course, really a stable rider of Hank Noren's team. Such an ambitious rider and so good to produce so many horses over and over again. He loves to have them feisty and they fight for him. And this horse certainly did that in the first round. Really feel the tension. Come on, Simon. Come on. Got him much better there. Didn't go so much to the right that time.
It'll be close on the clock, but he might just be inside the time. At 300ths of a second inside the time. Simon de Lestre and I, Amelsina, make it a double clear for France, and they match the score of Great Britain with 2 left to jump. And a huge smile from Simon de Lestre, the former world number 1.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, what a performance this horse, the first time LLN.
This man and his wonderful horse know all about the sharp end of competitions. They won their second World Cup final recently in Riyadh, along with the many other medals and accolades that they have achieved. It's the world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann, with King Edward for Sweden. Sweden, who came into today in 6th place in the League of Nations standings.
We spoke about last night, Phil, when we were all sitting together there, how focused this man and how relaxed he seems to be at the moment. And certainly listening to the interview today, you can really see that there's a very big picture in his goal. And everything, every round he jumps is just part of the big picture. It was very interesting to see that he really is on a mission. King Edward just dropped the legs down in the triple bar, had a little rub on the vertical, but now he's alive. Wonderful to see such a superstar horse like this, who kind of, during a course, he can remind himself, and he can sort of sharpen himself up and say, no, you weren't on the ball there. Now, come on, pull yourself together. Quite incredible, these superstar horses. Oh, he jumped quite forwards there. Henrik has to really sit. You can see him really trying to sit back and balance, keep the body weight behind.
Another class of excellence from the world number 1 and the great King Edward as they go clear also. So Sweden stay on 0 along with France and Great Britain. Jess, we're not going to know the result of this competition until the last horse goes, and I think we're probably going to end up having a jump off, don't you think?
But I'm okay with that, Phil, because the way the horses are jumping here today, I mean, we can easily have a jump off. They're absolutely flying. The riders are in great shape.
Welcome back to the Longines League of Nations here in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. We're in round 2, where only 3 riders of the best 8 teams jump the track around the clock. And all riders' scores count, so they cannot afford any mistake. Let's get back to the jumping action and join our commentators, Phil Gazala and Jessica Curtin.
Well, we had a great double clear from Piers Schwitzer to keep Switzerland on 4 faults, just off the pace with so many nations on 0. But now the turn of Yannick Sprunger with Aurelie.
So that's it. That's it. That's the way to do it. That's where she got caught out in the first round. Gets it foot perfect this time. Just stays calm and sticks to her plan. And that's the problem. That vertical, he put it up a little bit. Unless the riders can think backwards on takeoff, it's very, very easy to have a silly mistake. Oh, Aurelie was good there. Good round here for the Swiss.
And a much improved round from earlier on this afternoon. 70.2 the time, 73 seconds the time allowed. We did have 5 competitors outside that 73 seconds in the first round, but Yannick Sprunger completes on 4 faults for Switzerland, putting Switzerland on 8. Double clear in Ocala, helping Ireland be victorious over there in Florida. It's Daniel Coyle, world number 12, with a lovely 14-year-old mare, Legacy.
And as Daniel said earlier in the interview, he's delighted to be representing his country at the Olympics. The Irish team already have done their selection, and Daniel and Legacy part of that coveted 3. And he's delighted to go, but he did say no horse deserves it more than Legacy. And those were words well said. Great admiration for his wonderful mare.
And I don't think anyone would ever disagree with that.
No, I don't. I know that he really had to prove himself to get that spot. Oh, cross canter in the corner, but he got it. Oh, you can see some of the horses really backing off that bridge now. Oh, he got in really deep there. Come on, Legacy. Oh, what a good mare. He's showing her scope there to come out of the triple combination. Sit quiet.
In and out of the double.
Oh, I can see it coming.
Another 4 on the board. But a super round. It is the one fence down, and I don't think Daniel was quite sure that he'd hit that, because he looked back then to see if something had come down, and he's, as you see the look on his face, he's acknowledged it was one fence down the first part of the double. So 4 faults for Daniel Collin Legacy, putting Ireland on 16 penalties, with all scores counting with just the 3 riders. Peter de Vos for Belgium now. He comes in riding Casual DVZ, just a 9-year-old, this corner at Blensky mare. Great clear in the first round.
Yeah, so talented. Great to see so many top horses coming up this year. There really is a lot of outstanding in this year group of horses. There's a lot of outstanding animals coming into the sport. It's going to be some wonderful sport in the coming years with these horses, and what a great round this is for the Belgium team and for this combination.
Will this be a double clear for Peter de Vos? It will indeed. That's a double clear for Peter de Vos. 0.8 of a second inside that 73 seconds time allowed. So Casual DVZ and Peter de Vos make it the 5th double clear in this, the second of the 2 rounds in Rotterdam this afternoon. Now we go to our hosts here in Rotterdam. Winners last weekend in the Nations Cup in Sopot, Leopold van Asten with VDL Group's Iron Z. Jess, this stood out as, I know we saw some great rounds in the first half of this competition this afternoon, but this stood out as a really magical round.
There's a lot riding on this round. Oh, what a water jumper. Oh, I'd love to see a photo of that. Oh no. Oh, just lost the concentration after that exuberant jump over the water.
Moves the Netherlands down into 7th place.
Stay calm, Leopold.
Fabulous jump over the last couple of seconds inside the time, but that one fence down puts them on 9 penalties and puts them into 7th with Harry Smolders and Ulrikes van der Kattenwenden to come. Fresh from not jumping in the first round, Pedro Venice with Nimrod de Moos, Imperio Egipicio.
So this pair really looking strong. And of course, they too wanting to show their worth to make it to that team for Paris. But for now, it's all about jumping the clear round to push the Brazilian team up the rankings.
Out of the double, still clear. Pedro Venice for Brazil, and he lands absolutely perfectly on clear, so that keeps Brazil on 4 penalties as Pedro Venice is a clear round this afternoon, didn't jump in the first round, so clear with Nimrod de Moos, Imperio Egipicio. Well, what an afternoon Great Britain of having. So next in will be for them Joseph Stockdale with Equine America Cacharel. Best of the Brits with e-banking in Abu Dhabi. Great Britain, who was 7th in Abu Dhabi, 10th in Ocala.
This lovely Cacharel, owned by his mum and Joy Coughlin. And really, it was a foot-perfect round in the first round, Fiona. I mean, there was absolutely nothing to say. It was like a style class. The two of them just eased their way around.
Bronze medalist from the World Championships in Herning.
Look how easy Cacharel she just slips around mare with so much scope, and she's so focused. Oh, singing her praises. That vertical starting to do its job now in this round. Oh, it was very easy jump over the water. Got to try and keep it on the one fence down now.
Still on 4. And stays on 4. Second inside the time allowed. So Joseph Stockdale, Equine America Cacharel, 4 faults, putting Great Britain equal with Brazil. Yeah, with Brazil on 4. Currently Belgium on 5, Switzerland on 8, the Netherlands on 9, and Mark Macaulay and Daniel Cole have jumped for Ireland, and they're on 16. So a clean sheet from Simon de Lestre for France. Now their second line rider. He was also clear in the first. It's the former world #1, currently 20th in the Longines rankings, Kevin Stout with Scuderia 1918 Viking della Russerie.
It was a little bit difficult to understand the philosophy of him jumping in the first round, because obviously they had 3 clears. But Viking has not been at this level for a while. He's had a break. So probably they're wanting to get the 2 rounds under his belt for his fitness, and also to see exactly where Viking is at this moment, looking towards Paris.
All the French team on the long list for the Olympic Games, like many of the other nations here.
This is really important. Simon jumped clear. if Kevin could just jump clear now. What a position the French are going to be in. They're really going to be like the phoenix rising out of the flames, and at just the right moment.
Down to the double.
Steady.
Perfect. One to go. This will really keep the pressure on Sweden, and that is a fabulous round. 70.17 seconds. France, who were in the doldrums coming into this competition this afternoon, and a delighted Kevin Stout as he pats Viking de la Rousserie. So a double clear from Simon de Lestre, a double clear from Kevin Stout, and that puts France in a very strong position with Julien Epillard to come. It's Malin Bergard-Jonsson with the wonderful 16-year-old mare H&M Indiana. Sweden clear, level with France at this stage. France, 2 of their 3 have jumped. Sweden, just the world #1.
And Malin just getting caught out by the last double in the first round, having jumped a really good round with Indiana. But she can repair the damage by jumping clear in this round. Already with Henriks clear there. Oh!
The door open for France.
And the door opens also in Sweden. Just exactly the same mistake, but at a different job. Indiana just a little bit too late up on the front bar. So she wants to get this one jumped this time, not to have another fence down. Well done.
Brilliant through the double. And down the last line. Quick time of 69.86, which was playing a part in the first round. So 4 faults for Malin Bergard-Jonsson for Sweden, putting them on a total of 4 with Peter Fredriksson and Catch Me Not S. The podium finishers at the recent World Cup final will be their last in the ring.
Welcome back to the Longines League of Nations here in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. The competition is coming to an end, and there are only a few riders left. France has taken the lead after Sweden's second rider, Malin Bergard-Jonsson, picked up 4 penalty points. Team Sweden is now level on points with Team Great Britain, who started the competition together with France in the danger zone and made an amazing comeback.
It's Switzerland, the last man in. They're currently on 8 penalties. Eduard Schmidt with Garmin van de Nasveldorf.
Oh, and Laura van der Graaf said he's in the water. He really came flying around the corner, wanted to just take the water in his stride, but Gammon jumped very flat.
So foot in the water, rattle at the last, but it stayed there, stays on the 4 and puts them on a total team score of 12 penalties, Switzerland. So currently in 7th place on 12. Now for Ireland, 4 faults in the first round. Ireland, who were second in Abu Dhabi, 1 in Ocala. It's Ciarán O'Connor with the 10-year-old mare, Eve Dooley.
Nicole Walker's lovely Eve Dooley. Really come up in the sport under the saddle of Ciarán. Jumped a great first round until the last jump, where they got caught out having the last jump down. But it was enough to keep them in the second round. And Ciarán will be looking to better that now with a clear round to try and boost Ireland's rather failing performance here today. Oh, he gets caught out. Course builder put those two up. Oh, and he retires. Well, he can't better the score. But, okay, that means they're out.
So Kit O'Connor for Ireland, he retires with Yves Delis. And that it doesn't affect their position in terms of achieving their ticket to the Barcelona final, but it very much puts them out of contention completely here, having been so solid throughout the Longines League of Nations of the first two legs. Belgium, who were in the danger zone coming in to today, they achieved getting over the first round, getting into the top 8 here. The question is, can they get enough to secure a place at the final at Barcelona, an arena where they've been so successful during the last couple of decades?
It's it's just quite exceptional, Phil. I have to say it over again, to see a horse with such little experience, the way he dealt with that triple combination, the way he was able to back up and be and just stretch easily over sea.
You use the word stretch. I was about to say it's like elastic. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
It's really, I mean, we are watching a year 100 horse at this moment, and it's just a pleasure. That's all I can say.
A beautifully smooth round from a fabulous young combination of Gilles Thomas and Hermitage Cologne. They go double clear here in Rotterdam, keeping Belgium on 5 penalties, currently in 5th place. Now the last line rider, it's the world number 14 for the Netherlands, Harry Smulders, with the 12-year-old stallion, Jurikas van de Kerdevinden.
Really quite a clear round jumper, this horse. Looked the whole way in his career like a superstar. Beautifully produced from Alexander Huizen before he went on to join Harry's string of outstanding horses.
This could be popular, a great finish for the Netherlands. They're on 9 penalties, but this would give the crowd something to cheer about.
Yeah.
And they certainly will. Just inside the time allowed, a fabulous clear from Harry Smulders keeps the Netherlands on 9 penalties. For Brazil, Luciano Diniz with Vertigo du Desert. Brazil.
Good jump over the water. The water generally jumping a little bit better in this round than the first round. Back off the wall, very good. Stay calm. Oh, he rubs it and it's down.
Flies over the last half a second inside the time, but 4 penalties for Luciano Diniz and Vertigo Desert that puts Brazil on 8 penalties, just ahead of the Netherlands in 5th place. Great Britain, who was 7th in Abu Dhabi, 10th in Ocala, have come here in a very different form. Their last rider in, 24-year-old Harry Charles with Romeo 88. Double clear from the Olympic champion Ben Mayer. Norton for Joseph Stockdale. And Harry Charles bidding for a double clear.
Yeah, this clear round, if he can get it, could be really, really important for their placing here today. They're looking very good at this moment. But it's all down to this man. And of course, with no drop score, the pressure is really on. But Romeo and Harry looking very good in the first round. Romeo looking very, very fresh. Jumping very easy. And Harry is always showing himself to be a real cool customer, just like his dad. Just getting in there and getting the job done. And Thompson will be watching closely. retired the lovely Balou de Reverton in Windsor this year after a wonderful career. And now it's all about Romeo.
Out of the double. Plenty of time on the clock. That's a perfect round from Harry Charles for Great Britain. A double clear, and Great Britain, who are in the doldrums coming into this, the last leg of the Longines League of Nations, have had a complete change of fortune. What a performance. Great Britain complete on 4 penalties here in Rotterdam. And the man is in the ring now. This to win it. Julien Epillard, Donatello Dorge for France. France, the only nation who can possibly end on 0 here at the League of Nations in Rotterdam.
And so much belief from team chef Hank Noren that even though Donatello hasn't done a League of Nations, hasn't done a Nations Cup competition yet, he has full trust in Julien and is absolutely wonderful homebred. Donatello to do the job. Just see how easy he rides through the corner. He keeps going for that oxer, but at the same time as Donatello completely in balance. Oh, now he's really got to work a little. Come on. Oh, yes.
Out.
Oh, yes. A genius at using speed to his advantage, this man.
Huge jump over the water.
Balance him now.
Now the last line.
Good man, Donatello. Just has to stay calm now as he comes around the corner to the wall. Got it. Now he just has to keep the balance. Keep the balance.
Into the double. Out. 1 to go. No pressure on the clock. The Longines oxer is up and over. He's victorious. France take the League of Nations in Rotterdam. What an incredible performance. France end on 0. Julien Epillard, the world number 4, brings it home for France to the delight of the crowd. Jess, we have seen him jump some incredible performances, but that really was quite something. And what a treat to have this combination in the arena to close the League of Nations here in Rotterdam. They were 3rd in the recent Longines World Cup final in Riyadh. Peter Fredriksson, the world number 17, former European champion, with Catch Me Not S.
And their times are so good at the moment that if he's quick enough, hard to know what, but they could actually be second. If he can jump clear with a quick time, there. Oh, it's really difficult to judge, isn't it, Phil? Foot perfect in the first round. And you could see Peter between rounds just sitting really very quietly, staying in the concentration zone, not letting himself get distracted from things that were going on around. And Catch Me Not defying his age, looking as good as ever.
I think if he's inside the time, Jess, I think I've worked it out that they will stay second.
They will stay second, yeah. He just has to leave the jumps up. But really, Catch Me Not in such a form. Wonderful to see this combination. It's looking very good as he comes home.
Jess, you go off and do the interviews, but let's just take pleasure in this wonderful 18-year-old Catch Me Not S. What a fantastic gelding to come out again and again, and it just shows you the fantastic brilliance of the animal husbandry that goes on with these top equine athletes to be able to have a horse like that. So France are the only team to complete on 0. It wasn't looking like that at the halfway stage. Sweden on 4 along with Great Britain, but 4 seconds ahead of Great Britain, so keep in second Sweden. Great Britain in 3rd. Belgium in 4th on 5 penalties on their own. Brazil on 8 in 5th place. The Netherlands in 6th place on 9 penalties. Switzerland on 12. Ireland, they eliminated, or the last man retired. And then Germany and United States of America completed the first round, but didn't qualify for the second round.
Yeah, that was to jump 7 rounds and jump 7 clears and never in danger. That was a wonderful, absolutely wonderful, really happy and proud. Yeah, already after the first round you almost congratulated me that I was making it to Barcelona, but that wasn't the case at all. No, the others were so close. So we needed not a winning result, but we needed this really good result to be able to go there. And finally, thank God we did.
So Ireland stay on top of the standings on 235 points. Sweden in second and 210. Level in third equal. Switzerland and Germany on 200. Brazil and France on 185, fifth equal. Seventh equal, the Netherlands and the United States. And ninth, Great Britain on 165. And Belgium. So Great Britain and Belgium don't make it to the final.
Congratulations to Team France on the victory of the final leg of this brand new series. The French quartet started the competition in the danger zone, but once again showed what they are made of. What an incredible leg of the Longines League of Nations Series 2024. 700,000 euros in prize money has been distributed for the second leg, as have the last qualifying points for the final. That's all from Rotterdam. The excitement moves on to Barcelona, Spain, with the Longines League of Nations final in October. Join us then for more top quality jumping action. Until then, it's goodbye.